Hi. So, here we are. I guess this is video number 2. Today I'm going to be talking to you about CBD and what it means. I know a lot of people have been hearing about it a lot on the news or locally or seeing signs, so I kind of wanted to give people a little bit more information about it so they can decide that maybe CBD might be something they want to use in their medication regimen. So I guess we're going to go ahead and get started. So, welcome to another edition of your Cannabis Encyclopedia. I guess I'm going to be your host again. My name is DQ. We can go ahead and get started. I figured I'll just start with kind of giving you a lot of basic information right now about what the properties are of it and what it does, so that maybe you can decide what you'd like to do with it. CBD, or cannabinoid, is one of 104 active things that are inside of cannabis. This, though, is not psychoactive. So CBD gives you a lot of the THC benefits that you'd get, but without giving you that high that a lot of people don't actually desire. It's extracted just like any other part of the cannabis plant, except for, as I said, it's not psychoactive, and it's used to be added to food. You can put it under your tongue sublingually, but it's typically added to some sort of carrier oil to make it more palatable to the body actually naturally produces endocannabinoids, so it's kind of like when you have the cannabis, it talks to the receptors in your brain and in your nervous system to kind of redirect where they want to go, as well as they already know each other because they're from the same family. So they have a companionship and kind of work together. So you have the cannabinoids that are in your body, you have the endocannabinoids that are in your body, and then you have the cannabinoids that are in CBD or THC, and they basically like hug each other and work together as friends, I guess, so to speak. One use that people typically like to use CBD oil is for reducing anxiety or depression. It's really good because I think a lot of people don't realize that depression not only is just mental, but it also affects your body. So it can cause fatigue, it can cause drowsiness, it can cause sexual dysfunction, it can cause unhappiness, and also anxiety. So for some reason, there's something inside of CBD as well as THC that have an ability to, I guess, not suppress, but help help companion coping in your mind on how you deal with it, if that makes sense. It also can be used for daily pain relief, as well as being able to help manage pain associated with different diseases. So I'm going to use my disease as an example. I have rheumatoid arthritis. Well, with rheumatoid arthritis, there's joint erosion that also comes along with the disease, and that causes a lot of pain. It causes the joints in my hands to kind of separate from the tissue that's inside of there, and it splits, it splits and it falls apart. So there's a lot of pain that's associated with daily tasks of using my hands, because obviously your hands are probably one of the most used parts of your body besides your feet. So just the daily use of using my hands, I end up with a lot of pain that comes along with that. So CBD oil definitely helps coping with that, I feel like. And I've heard that a lot of people with multiple sclerosis or other diseases that affect not only their immune systems, but as well as their physical bodies, say that it actually does give them a lot of relief. Going back sort of a little bit to the pain relief again, CBD also can provide you with anti-inflammatory benefits as well. Now, a lot of not just diseases, but day-to-day wear and tear on your body, especially your backs, your knees, your ankles, you tend to end up having areas that become inflamed. So going back to what I was saying with my disease, inflammation is also the other aspect of what makes rheumatoid arthritis different from other arthritis. Because it's rheumatoid, it causes inflammation, as I said, in my hands, where I lose the peaks and valleys to my fingers. So you see how on this side I don't have as many divots, and on this side I have a little bit more. Well, because of that, there's inflammation in between the muscle tissue, which again goes back to the joint erosion that it causes. With CBD oil, it helps reduce a lot of that natural inflammation without having to use pharmaceuticals. That's a lot of the reason why people look towards CBD as being an alternative medicine for them, is because of the fact that pharmaceuticals can be very dangerous and cause a lot of long-term effects on your body system, and not just your mental, but your entire body itself, and also how your body ends up dealing with things in the future and dealing with pains and stressors can be affected by the pharmaceutical dependency that can be created within the body when you're someone that has to maintain daily on pharmaceuticals. That can be used as far as pain medication. A lot of pain medication has different things that are added to it so that it makes it so it works quickly. The issue is that the insides, like the stomach and stuff like that, the acids that are in there are not always able to break down the things that are inside of those medications, and that can actually cause ulcers and other things inside of the stomach area. So that's a lot of the reason why people would like CBD, because of that they don't have to worry about a lot of those things that would be happening because of pharmaceutical medications and the carriers that are added to it to make it palatable. Again, it's almost like I'm repeating myself, but CBD has a lot of pharmaceutical benefits, as I said, than actual pharmaceuticals. So it also has neurological benefits as well as safer use for neurological disorders such as multiple sclerosis, epilepsy. So if you're somebody that needs an antispasmodic, this would actually be something that you might want to look into as far as being able to decrease or suppress the amount of seizures that you're tending to have. I myself started having seizures as a response to the chemotherapy medication that I've been on in Humira. So CBD has definitely kept a lot of that stuff down, and as well as I've companioned it with THC as well. But CBD itself is good at keeping the the seizures away in epileptic episodes that I found in the research that I've done for it. I've met a few people as well that have said that is something that they've gotten as well as a benefit from it. So I feel like there's a lot more research that maybe needs to be made in that area, but it's definitely in the right. Now, another good benefit that I've read about it is that it's very effective with heart risks such as having heart attacks, strokes, as well as high blood pressure. I myself suffered a fatigue stroke a few months ago, which incapacitated me for more or less a week or so. I basically started feeling like I was having to relearn a lot of things, and at that point in time, I wasn't using the THC in the different ways that are available, such as RSO oil, and there's also CBD isolate, which is THC free as well, that are good use apparently with using these of preventing these things like strokes and stuff. So now that I'm armed with a lot more information, I'm definitely going to be using a lot of these things and figuring out different ways that I can add more CBD or find a way to balance it with THC more in my day-to-day diet and medication regimen, because I also medicate through edibles as well. But I feel like that would actually be able to create a good companion relationship to be able to prevent more stuff like that in the future, as I'm not sure if I'll be on chemotherapy again in my lifetime, but I would like to be in a better state than I was when I started 3 years ago. And last but not least, I wanted to include a little bit of the research I found out as well is about the fact that it has a lot of antipsychotic, it helps to suppress a lot of antipsychotic symptoms. So that's like reducing a lot of possibly the dosage that they might be taking with other antipsychotics, which I would never say to get off of your antipsychotics unless you've been talking to your psychologist or your psychotherapist about that. But you may want to discuss to them about possibly adding CBD to the regimen that you're already taking, that maybe can eliminate some of the medications you're taking or lower the dosages, because that would be better off for your body in the long run. But it also has benefits as well with diabetes and anti-tumor abilities. So I feel like a lot of people don't know a lot about CBD. I also didn't know a lot about CBD a few years ago as well. So it's also something very new to me. As I said, the main reason people like it is because it doesn't produce the high that THC does. But for somebody that's seeking that high, I would definitely, tell you that might not be the best route for you. But you can also add CBD or find flower strains or vape carts, something to that effect that is going to have CBD as well as THC into it. Pretty much. Thank you for watching. Again, check out all our stuff. I really appreciate the support that I've been getting, as well as a lot of support that it's been putting towards our group that we have. That's so very much appreciated. We're a very small company, and so a lot of the things that we're doing out of our own pocket, as well as we're doing this all in our own free time. I wanted to start making the series basically a free video series to help people, because of the fact that a lot of information is so available and abundant, and I want people to be able to make informed decisions about the medications that they're using. So I listed the sources at the end after this of where I got a lot of my information from. Again, I appreciate everyone for watching. If you had any questions about future videos that you might be interested in doing or having me do, or maybe being a part of, definitely you can send me a message. As well as you can send a message to anybody on our team. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and also remember, stay medicated.